Hello there. Good to have you back. Accountability isn't just a buzzword, it is the heartbeats of a thriving team. But how do you inspire it? How do you create a culture where everyone owns their part, feels empowered, and takes pride in the result? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, welcome to Excel, the place where the exceptionals come to get better every day. In today's mentoring session, we will explore how to inspire accountability in your team. Let me start by sharing an interesting story. Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Elmsfield, there was a school renowned for its sparkling playground, a symbol of pride for students and teachers alike. The playground was always clean, organized, and welcoming until one day it wasn't. One Monday morning, the principal, Mrs. Stello, arrived to find the playground littered with wrappers, bottles, and forgotten toys. The usual volunteers had grown tired of cleaning up, and now the mess reflected the apathy spreading through the school. The students didn't seem to care, the teachers stopped reminding them, and the janitor quietly resigned to doing the bare minimum. But Mrs. Taylor was determined to turn things around, not with punishment or speeches, but with action. The very next morning, she arrived before sunrise, dressed not in her usual formal attire, but in jeans, a t-shirt, and gloves. She began picking up every piece of trash herself. She wiped down benches, swept the grounds, and neatly arranged the scattered toys. By the time students arrived, the playground looked immaculate again. Curious whispers filled the hallways. Why is Mrs. Taylor cleaning the playground? The next morning, she was there again, but this time, something had changed. A group of students had joined her, each armed with gloves and trash bags. One of them, a shy boy named Liam, spoke up. Mrs. Taylor, it's not fair for you to do this alone. We made this mess. We should help. By the end of the week, the group had grown larger. Teachers began encouraging their classes to take pride in their surroundings. Students started taking turns to clean up during breaks, and soon, the playground became a shared responsibility. Months later, when Mrs. Taylor reflected on the transformation, Liam approached her with a smile. Mrs. Taylor, I never thought about how important the playground was until I saw you out there cleaning. You made us realize it's not just your job, it's all of ours. From that day on, the playground wasn't just a space for fun, it became a symbol of accountability. The students learned that their actions mattered and that ownership could make a difference. And all it took was one leader willing to lead by example. So, my exceptional friends, this story demonstrates how leading by example not only inspires accountability, but also creates a ripple effect, turning passive followers into active participants. When leaders step up, they don't just fix problems, they empower others to do the same. So here is the secret. Accountability starts at the top. It is modeled, not demanded. It is inspired, not enforced. So let me share 5 tips on how you can inspire and model accountability amongst your team members. Number 1, paint the big picture. When people understand how their role contributes to the team's success, they feel more invested in that vision. So share your vision. Show them the why behind their work. Suddenly, that task isn't just a box to tick, it's a step towards greatness. Number 2, lead with transparency. Accountability thrives in environments where clarity reigns. So you need to set clear expectations, define roles clearly, and ensure goals are smart. In other words, they have to be specific, they need to be measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Why? Because ambiguity is accountability's greatest enemy. And number 3, celebrate ownership, not just outcomes. Don't just applaud results. Celebrate effort and responsibility. When someone steps up, highlight it. When a mistake is made and owned, commend the courage it takes to acknowledge it. Accountability grows when people feel safe owning both successes and setbacks. And number 4, foster open communication. You need to make feedback a two-way street. Create an environment where team members can share ideas, voice their concerns, and learn from constructive input. Why is this important? Because accountability deepens when everyone feels heard. And number 5, be the example. As a leader, your action speaks louder than your words. If you want to inspire accountability in your team, it starts with you. And to my education leaders in particular, you have a unique opportunity to shape a culture of accountability by demonstrating it consistently in your own way. So let me add more value to you in this video by showing you tips on how you can create a culture of accountability in the school you lead. Number 1, own your mistakes. In this fast-paced world of education, mistakes happen. Whether it's a policy decision that didn't land well or a scheduling oversight. So please admit it when it happens by showing vulnerability and a willingness to learn. You teach your team that accountability is about growth, not blame. For instance, if a new initiative didn't achieve the desired result, discuss what went wrong, take responsibility, and share the lessons learned. Number 2, follow through on commitment. Whether it's a promise to visit classrooms or attend a parent meeting or provide necessary resources, please make sure you do it. When team members see that your word is your bond, they will be more likely to follow suit. For example, if you commit to providing teachers with professional development, deliver on time, and check back to assess its impact. This is very important. Number 3 tip on leading by example is to set clear expectations for yourself. Just as you set smart goals for your team, you need to set them for yourself as well and share them. Let your team see that you hold yourself to the same standards of accountability. For example, you might share with staff, you can say, this year I'm committed to improving parent engagement by hosting monthly forums. Here is how I will measure success. You list it, then you show them. It will help them to hold you accountable when you don't hold that monthly meeting and when you don't measure the success as you have itemized. This is very important. And hey, my friends, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, this is a very good opportunity for you to do so because we deliver valuable content for leaders, education leaders, and business leaders as well, and for your own personal development. So please hit that subscribe button and show us some love if you like the value you are getting already. So number 4 tip on how to lead by example is to model the behavior you want to see. If you expect punctuality, show up early. If you value collaboration, work closely with your team. If you want teachers to be data-driven, make decisions based on data yourself and share the rationale. Your actions create a ripple effect influencing how your team responds. This is very, very important. And the next one is to be open to feedback. Accountable leaders invite and act on feedback. Regularly ask your team, what's working? What is not? How can I improve on this? For example, you can create an anonymous survey for teachers to provide input on your leadership style or decisions and then act on their suggestions. This is important. And the next one, acknowledge contributions and shortcomings fairly. When something goes well, come on, give credit where it's due. When something goes wrong, take responsibility for areas under your leadership. You see how tricky this is? If a program rollout wasn't as successful as expected, maybe say, this is on me for not communicating the goals effectively. Such honesty encourages others to step up when they fall short. This can be a game changer for you in your leadership. And lastly, build a safe environment for accountability. As a leader, Show that accountability is not about punishment, but about learning and improving. Share stories from your career where accountability helped you grow. For example, you might say, early in my career, I struggled with delegating tasks. I had to learn to trust my team and hold myself accountable for empowering them. These tips could be game changers for you in your leadership. So, how will this impact the learners? I'm talking to the education leaders right now. When accountability is modeled by education leaders, it cascades through the entire school ecosystem. Teachers who feel supported and see accountability in action will in turn inspire the same behavior in their students. Learners will experience an environment where mistakes are seen as opportunities to grow. Effort is celebrated and excellence is a shared goal. This culture not only improves academic outcomes, but also fosters life skills like responsibility, resilience, and integrity. And these qualities, set students up for success beyond the classroom. So, my dear leaders, by walking the talk, you create a culture where accountability isn't just expected, it is embraced. Your team will mirror what they see. A leader who owns their responsibility, who stays true to their word, who continuously strive for improvement. And that's how we wrap it up today on our mentoring session. If you are inspired to create a culture of accountability in your organization, please write in the comment section accountability. And give us a thumbs up if you got value from this video, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content every day. Check out this video we recommend you watch next. Until we see you again in our next video, stay blessed.